purpose of today is to get the local community involved in shaping their valley. So looking at urban design, what's a good place, what's a bad place. The ideas that they come up with can be fed back to the developer so that they consider those aspirations of the local community when drawing up their master plans.
Something like that, representing what we were in the past, the wood industry.
I'm an artist who is facilitating the session to develop people's learning about the public realm and public art and how they can actually feed their creativity into the development.
I'm anxious to see that this sort of development is suitable and acceptable to the people in the area. We want to see that some part of the area left in its natural condition as a nature reserve. We accept that there's got to be industry. There was industry there before, and I think some industry's got to go back. But it would be nice to see this industrial part of the scheme kept entirely separate from anything else.
As regards gateways, we said that they actually need to be very welcoming, so that people can feel a sense of pride and also of identity.
It gives local people a voice in what happens around them, and I'm a firm believer in that people should be consulted and consulted properly, because I don't think it's always done properly. But this seems to be going very well and it's enjoyable to take part in.
There's a new development being built in the valley and it's taking place in between your two schools. We're asking you to contribute to what that place might be like.
We're working with Bolton Brow Primary School and Copley Primary School. We've got 60 pupils and they're here to take part in a consultation workshop about the new development which is on the old Wireworks site in Sorby and Copley. We're trying to get the young people to think about play and what play means to them and where they play.
What sort of things would you want to do in a park? Swing?
There's some dreadful play areas around, simply because the adults who have designed them have thought that the children will like them, and they just don't. So we need to get children involved in saying the sorts of things they would like and the sorts of things they're doing at the moment that they would like enhanced, to make successful play spaces.
And that one's for adventure, climbing up the tree and into the tree house at the top. Lily pads in there so that... I thought of like biking tracks because the only place really to bike is on the road if you had like off-road biking tracks.
My idea was a zip wire and the obstacle course. That'd be for like, depending how big you are, you have a certain height to do the zip wire and a certain height to do the obstacle course.
The treehouse was going to be really fun because it had like really long tube slide things, netting, what you could climb up.
In the next generation, our ideas might actually go through time, and that'd be good because like you could say to your children when you have them, I made that idea and now it's for everyone.
I am really glad that I took part because otherwise we wouldn't be able to put our ideas forward to the council or whoever's building it, whoever's watching this video, so they know what the kids want and so they can build it.
What we're going to do this week is to actually get a bit more sort of making things. So as you can see over there, there's loads and loads of cardboard. So we're going to actually get you to do a bit of designing this week for some kind of teen hangout activity space that you would like to use. So we want you to think about size, material, what sorts of things you want on it, how you would build it.
We've been here for the past 2-3 weeks now and we've been looking what young people want to do with the free public space around here and what they'd like to put on that space. Next to the nature trail, I wouldn't mind seeing like a separate path for mountain bikes and BMX bikes.
We've made a multifunctional area which will comprise of a seating area that's under a shelter, which is here, and it'll curve around. We were thinking of having it that it opened underneath where cushions and things could be thrown in. At the back there's like a graffiti area, then at either side there's going to be something. We're sort of having a basketball net here with a pitch, and then this side one of my teammates decided to have a skate park that came up and over.
You do need to pull together a logo, you do need to pull together a brand guide. You then need to think about the strengths within your team and how you want to develop that into marketing and advertising materials. So while you're working with the primary brand of Sorby Bridge, Copley Valley, you do need to think. The purpose of the branding workshops is to really add an extra dimension to the whole Sorby Bridge, Copley Valley Interconnections project. Through the workshops we'll be engaging with HND and degree level graphic design students and also photography students to start looking at place branding, to research the area, do a site visit and to really get to know what it is that's going to be happening in this area and start thinking about how you brand that, how you give it an identity. Today is the final session in the workshop programme, and it's an opportunity for all the students that have taken part to pitch to a panel that's made up of representation from the college, representation from the town team and also Calderdale Council, and a chance to really sell their ideas that they've been working on throughout the process.
We broke down the identities of Copley and Sorby Bridge, tried to bring a bit of each into the identity that we're creating for this new place that's somewhere in the middle.
I've seen regeneration projects where I'm from in the Wakefield Castleford area be a huge success, and they breathe new life into areas that, because the industry's died, there would be very little there, and I've seen firsthand how important they are and how important it is that they're a success.
The event today has really been the culmination of quite an intensive programme of involving in the community, and then when by community I mean local school children, young people, residents of the area, local groups, in helping to shape the Copley Valley and Sorby Ridge project. We're talking about creating up to 500, 600 new jobs, new housing in a valley, and clearly anything like that is going to be fairly controversial. But what we were able to do with this process, I think, is get some information across to the public to see that they don't need to fear this, and actually they've got so much to gain from this process.
I'm a keen supporter of it. I look forward to seeing it going through. I only hope I do see and live to see that it does go through.
People now understand that maybe some of the fears they had about traffic, mainly some of the fears about flooding, have been addressed and considered seriously as part of this process. So they can now be quite confident that they can get involved in helping to shape the development, and it isn't going to adversely affect them.